It made it seem like Saturday's classes started last Saturday.
Yeah,
but
then I got the flurry of emails that said, "Don't come to campus. There's no one here."
That's right. This is the first one. Yeah. So let me talk about this class. The first thing that most people want to know is you do not need to physically come. You can. It's technically a face-to-face class, which means I'm here. And people can come physically if they want to. But if you prefer to connect from home, you can just tune into Twitch, which is what people do. And you'll see the live class on Twitch. And if you don't even want to do it at this time, I'll have a YouTube video posted on this page that you can just view later. So that makes it easy for people who are out of the country or they have to stay home because they have a sick relative or whatever. Many students have very good reasons they don't want to drive into class, and I understand that. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to learn how to monitor network traffic. Yeah?
How do we get to this website?
That's the most important thing, samsclass.info. That's the URL you need. That's where the heart of all my classes. Just go there.
So you're not going to have a Canvas module?
I do, but I don't use it very much.
Okay.
So it's much more rudimentary than other people's Canvas modules. Because I've been teaching online since before there was Canvas.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, well, but anyway.
I was going to say,
but anyway, I have
is this link in that module?
Yeah, these are very good questions. So samsclass.info is the heart of everything. That's where all my classes are. And if you click on CNIT 50, you'll get to the page for this class. And so the description of the class here, we're going to talk about how to monitor network traffic to detect attacks. That's the goal here. Although really what you're going to do is you're going to cover Splunk certification. I used to use other products, but Splunk is the standard for this business. It is the leading SIEM module, security information and event monitoring, or perhaps number 2 after QRadar, although IBM just sold QRadar to another company. They seem to be killing it. So I think Splunk is probably number 1 again. And Splunk is amazing and wonderful. It's also very expensive. It's used by all 100 of the Fortune 100 companies, I think. And the free version is very good for students to learn. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn how to use Splunk. Many companies, the rich companies use Splunk because it's the best. The poorer companies use imitation products.
Who owns Splunk?
It was its own corporation in San Francisco, and it got bought by somebody, maybe Broadcom, I think Cisco. I think Cisco bought them. Somebody bought them a few months ago. But they haven't ruined it or anything yet, which is good. So probably not Broadcom, because they ruined things. Probably Cisco.
So it is owned by a single subsidiary. It's not open source or shared.
Yeah, it's owned by a corporation, but the way they made it is there's a corporate, the way they punish you and make you pay is you can use it for free, but if you do, there are 2 limitations. The first one is you cannot monitor much live network traffic, but you can monitor all the archived old network traffic you want to. And the second limitation is you cannot create any non-administrative user accounts. Everybody's logged in as administrator all the time. Now that's perfectly fine for students that are learning, but you couldn't put up with that at a company. So I thought this is wonderful. All the features work, so you can learn, but you can't use it at a corporation in this condition. So that's just what there should be. There should be a free version you can practice with and some way to make you pay for the pay version. And when you get the pay version, you have to pay based on a number of megabytes of traffic per day. And it gets to be a big bill. Big companies are paying $10,000 a month or more for Splunk.
So they actually monitor and throttle you like a utility would?
Yeah. It monitors to see how much network traffic, and you pay a license. You can only do so much before you have to pay more.
Interesting.
And that means it's real expensive, but it is by far the best, so the big companies pay for it. I mean, if you work for corporations, I've learned this too, if you work for small companies like education and nonprofit, you mostly use free stuff and stuff that was discarded by companies. But if you work for a major company that makes money, they will give you the best of everything, the best computers, the best network traffic, the best software, because they find out that's the way to get the most value out of your users. Instead of your users spending a lot of time hunting forums to try to figure out how to make the free product work, you use the standard commercial product, which is luxurious and worked and has well supported, and that saves money. If you have enough money to pay for it. Yeah.
So since this is owned by Cisco, you think?
Yeah.
I would assume that there are many people out there, let's say the Chinese, for example, who are trying to figure out how to break this, get through it,
of course.
copy it.
Oh, of course. Yes, I mean, it's been around for years. It's been the standard for years. So there have been security vulnerabilities and patches.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody much tries to make a pirate version because there are ways to do this with free software.
Sure.
If you want to do the same thing with free software, you use a product called Security Onion, which is a combination of Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana, which are 3 free products that run on Linux that work together that approximately do the same thing. But they do it in a much less reliable and less friendly way. just like if you get Open Office, it gives you some of the features of Microsoft Office, but if you get serious about doing Office work, you'll find out it's really not a very good replacement. It's much inferior. So, you know, free versions of everything exist, but they're inferior.
I have one
Yeah.
more question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine.
How does the federal government feel about all this? Do they use a version of this?
Oh, I
Do
think
they
so.
make-
Oh, yes. I think the government and military use it.
Well, I'm sure they would have their own network monitoring tools, but like for the NSA, for example, are they using
Well,
a version of this?
I don't know exactly what they use at the NSA. They don't like to talk much.
Sure.
But as far as I can tell, I mean, I am a military contractor, and I see it used at conferences. As far as I can tell, everybody uses it.
Got it.
They may have some special security enhancements. By the way, it's got a huge community of people contributing to it, so there are plugins and stuff.
Yeah, and since you said you can set different users, I'm sure they have different levels of access. And
They do.
we're
Yeah.
going to learn all about that.
Yeah, you will. This is a very good question.
Thank you.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
He's doing the right thing. Always ask questions. Don't be shy. There's a reason you have a living teacher here instead of. All right. Missing AI classes. Right. All right. In the AI class you asked about, sorry, I got distracted. If you want to see, I'm going to teach an AI class in a couple weeks at CactusCon, and I've taught it several times. If you want to see it, I have an old version of it from when I taught it at another conference recently. Let me find it here. I've taught it here occasionally as an unofficial workshop. This is probably the most recent one. That's got the projects anyway. If you go to my old class page, you'll find some old videos and such. I have been teaching machine learning security at various places, but it's not an official class here yet. Anyway, all right. It's an important topic. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn how to monitor network traffic for intrusions, because this is what you have to do. 10 years ago, the standard was you put a firewall and then you create something called a trusted network, and you believe that everything in your trusted network is clean and safe. And that is no longer true at all. People are bringing in laptops and cell phones, and hackers are punching through your firewall, and so your trusted network is no longer trusted. And so the government has told us we need to move to a zero trust policy, where we don't trust anything. Even the machines inside your network might be infected, might be doing malicious things. So what you have to do is treat everything with suspicion. So when you get a network server gets a request, even from inside your network, it is supposed to examine it and see if it looks suspicious before honoring it. And so one step there is to monitor your network traffic to look for evidence of intrusions. And one of the products you use is Splunk or a similar SIEM product. As we move to the modern world of a zero trust network with defense in depth, where there are many barriers. There's a firewall, and if you get through that, there's an intrusion detection system, and if you get through that, there's an antivirus. But even if you get through that, there are people monitoring what's happening on the network, just like at a company. You have a bunch of employees, they come in and work, but some of them are probably dishonest and stealing the company's stuff, and perhaps even bribed by someone to steal your secrets and export them. So you have to monitor your employees and see if they're doing bad things. That's the way it is. And so you don't trust anybody. Instead, you try to verify that they're doing good work and detect the people that are breaking the rules. Yep, that's it. Anyway, there's no textbook. We're going to use some free online materials. Now, there is a name and password to get at them. And the name is in the Canvas module. I'll tell you now, the student. And the password is CCSF secret. Let me put that in the chat and in a text document so you can see it. Student.
Is that all lowercase?
No, this way. There. Those are the credentials. And the reason I did this is because I got these modules a few years ago when this training was free from Splunk. And now it's no longer free. And they told you don't distribute the materials, so I'm not just handing them out to the whole world, because then Splunk would get mad at me. By putting it behind a password, only my students find it, and that seems to be good enough. So here are the slides for the lectures and the instructions for a lot of the hands-on labs we're going to do. And this was what I did several years ago to move up to Splunk user certification. So they now have changed the course somewhat and made it proprietary, so I'm not sure exactly what's different about the new one. But anyway, there's materials there. So there's a Canvas. Now, I'm not using the City College Canvas server because the administrators here run things in an unreliable way. I've learned to not use the campus resources for anything. I use off-campus resources that I can control better. So you go here and you can get to the course. If you have taken a course from me before, you probably already have an account on this server. But if you don't, you can create one and then join the course here. So that's what these links are. And the only thing on, what's that? you go to samsclass.info, and then you click on CNIT 50. Yep, very good. Yep, this is the right thing. Don't suffer in silence.
And then we go here.
That is just telling you about, that's the certification, which I got by training for these materials. But what we're going to do, we're going to use these archived materials, which were when that course was free. I archived the materials. And you get there from here, Splunk class materials. Good? These are very good. Let's see. So here's what the canvas looks like.
Has this been released? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Has this been released onto the app so I could look and see it right now?
You should be able to get at it, yeah. Yeah. Yes. There. Student and CCSF secret. Yep. Very good. Take a picture of that. That's also in.
It's not on the app at least. I'll check on
Well, you're probably looking at the City College canvas.
Yes, I am.
And I'm not using that.
At all?
No, because it's controlled by the administrators here and they keep doing things that block me.
So that was my question when I came
yeah.
in. So you're not putting a module on City College?
No, but I am using.
The is to go to Sam's class.
Yeah, that's it. You go here, and then you'll find I'm using a different canvas, which is under my control.
I see that. My
Because
problem is I'm having problems with the network and I can't even.
Oh, you should be able to get on if you use the CCSF Wi-Fi. All you
am.
have to do is click OK, and you should get on.
I am, but it's really lagging slow. I had this problem yesterday when I was on campus.
yeah.
I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, sometimes if you turn off the Wi-Fi, sometimes if you take it out of your memorized networks and put it back in, that helps.
It just restarted the computer too.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing is, well, here we go. It's connected.
Yeah, one thing I've done before when I had trouble in the campus network is I have a Mac too. I've gone to Wi-Fi settings, and I've told it to forget this network.
Right,
and then that helps. Somehow the memory network seems to foul it
Yeah,
up.
I have similar problems when I go home after I have the network here, and then I try to connect to home, and then
Yep.
we can talk about this later.
Yep, no, that's a good, because getting on the network is really important. All right, so anyway, here you'll find there's quizzes here. You can take, and there were some points, and there's a final exam, and you can do that, but this is all optional. The most important part of the course is the hands-on projects, and there are so many of them, you can do enough of them to make up for everything else. In most of my courses, students never even take the final exam because they do more hands-on projects. And all that matters is your total number of points. Our grading system is here. Everything is worth points. And as long as you get 270 points, you get an A. And so the hands-on projects are the most important thing. You came here to learn how to do something, not really to memorize terms in a book. And so the hands-on projects, the official modules that Splunk had are just teaching you how to use Splunk for a non-security purpose, just sort of as a normal database tool. That's what the official course for the first Splunk certification is, and those projects are here. But for fun, the only reason I learned to teach Splunk is I went to this contest. Boss of the Sock is a capture the flag game that Splunk put out where you use Splunk to find real network attacks. And that's a lot more fun. And as you can see, there's enough points here for this to make up for the whole course. So this is what I really recommend doing. But you can do this if you want to follow the official Splunk platform to introduce you to all their features. And you do any combination of those things to get up to 275 points, you get an A. And there's also quizzes in the final exam that add to your point total. So that's an overview of the class. I don't grade on attendance. I don't take attendance. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having problems logging in.
Yeah.
You said that.
Yeah, if you want to get.
It says asking for an email. It says student.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get into the Canvas, is that right?
Right. There,
You'll probably have to create an account.
Oh, okay.
Using any email you like, because it's a non-campus server. And that's why anybody can do this, by the way. Even people that are not officially students can take my courses. I've been doing this for years, and I have people in other countries signing up and taking courses, which is fine. They don't get official college credit, but you can do it.
So it's asking me for a join code and all that stuff?
No, there's no join code. You just enroll here. After you make an account,
I see.
yeah.
Through the links on the
Yep.
page,
Yep.
right?
It's confusing. I appreciate these questions because other people get stuck at similar points, and it's good to bring them up. Let me check if there's comments in the Twitch. Add request for your 126. Yes, that's correct. I'm really teaching 126, and I will approve your ad request. Several courses this semester are incorrect in the schedule. They have the wrong teacher, so I'm really the teacher of 126. It's going to continue in the system to appear to be Richard Wu's course, but I'm teaching it, and I'll approve your ad later today. Good? These are good questions, and if anybody wants to add this course, you can. I'll just make an online request to add. Yeah, so there you are at the... Did you create an account?
It's so funny that it's the same but different.
That looks like City College's thing. Right. I'm not using that. Yeah, forget about that. So go here and create an account. there's a needed, well, you can go there. Then you have new user. Put an email and say you're a new user. Good. Very good. I'm glad I can show people. And let me try to demonstrate that here for other people who may get confused, because it does get confusing. If you go here to enroll, let me open it in a private window. There we go. You'll see this. So if you haven't used this server before, which is not the City College server, then just say you're a new user and put in an email. Any email you want. Your college email or any other email you like. And then you just create an account, and then you can join my course with this join link here. Enroll here. And let me know if you have any trouble. There's one more thing I should tell you about the administration of the course. I have help sessions. What happens is I have a lot of classes that are 3 hours long, and I do all the normal class material usually in the first hour and a half, and then I can help people. So if you get stuck on anything, you can connect to my Twitch any evening, Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday, or you can go to my physical classrooms. These are also physical classes, and I'll help anybody from any course. So if you have any troubles, you can connect there. This is a short-term course, by the way. It does not go the whole semester. It only goes for 6 weeks. So, and they won't let me, I have to turn in final grades a couple days after the final exam. So, and they won't let anybody add after today. This is the only chance to add on the first day. So that's a thing to be aware of. If you want to add, you have to make a request today, and I'll approve them after class. Yeah.
Not that I'm planning to do this, but is the drop window still the same with the refunds and all that?
No, I think the drop window is also super fast.
Also short.
Let me check it out, because I found out how to find the deadlines. You go to academics, schedule classes, and search for CNIT. And then, okay, here's CNIT 50. If you go to more information, there, the deadline should be here. There you are. So last day to enroll is today.
Yeah.
Last day for refund is today. Last day to drop is today. Yeah, so
Everything's today.
yeah, that's right. So this is a thing to be aware of. In previous semesters, I had students doing late ads, but now they have cracked down. They won't let us do any late ads. So if you don't add today, you're out of luck. Yeah. What's that? Yes, I can. Let me bring up the list. I'm going to stop sharing my screen a bit to be a little less rude, exposing student names.
What was the question?
She asked if she's enrolled. So I'll bring up a list of students that are enrolled. I can do that here. My CCSF. And it's a good idea. Make sure you're in, because if you don't get in today, you will not be able to join tomorrow. Right now I have to do this because our website is very defective. All right. Part of why I don't use our canvas. Every part of our web properties are pretty sloppily made. Here's the class list. Okay. All right. And there's 50. Okay. All right. So what's your name? What's that? Chelsea Wong. Okay, let's see. A W? Wong, you say? Yeah. So I guess you're... Well, the only person I have is Annie.
No, there's a Kelsey right under Annie.
Oh, good. Okay, so you're in. All right, good, good. All right. And
My name, though.
what's
I
your
know I'm registered.
what's your last name?
Scoggin, SCO.
SC. Well, I don't see you, so let me check the ads while we're here.
I registered before this. It's in my schedule. I know I'm registered.
Yeah, well, like I say, there are a lot of weird problems at the City College.
I've been having all kinds of interesting ones.
Yeah. Let me see.
Health doesn't like me.
Yep.
I'm trying to add an online class that seems to correspond with a physical class, and the system won't let me do that.
Yep, there are a lot of problems at the website. 50, go. Let's see if there's... Okay, there are people trying to add. I'm approving them now. Jamie and Tigran and Abraham. I'm approving them. Okay, but if you're not here, that's disturbing.
That is disturbing.
You might want to contact the administration and let them know, and we'll see. And you can't really fix it today because they're out, and they're probably going to tell you you're too late. But
this is the thing. My current registered schedule lists this class.
yeah, let me see. This is quite common. Things are piled up. Now, you know, this happened before, and they were unable to fix it after they're just kind of crazy here.
Let's see what we got. Current schedule. This is not right. This is, I'm trying to refresh.
Yep.
The student portal, just in general, I've been dealing with so much crap, so much.
Yeah.
I need to keep this.
Here, I'm gonna, did I already stop the recording? I should. Is this ready to record this stuff? All right, I'll stop.